Good afternoon. Today, we are still working with things in real context. We've been working with those proportions in real context. Now we are with CO37, we're working with scale drawings in real context. So in order to work with scale drawings, we need to know what a scale drawing is. A scale drawing is a copy of an object that is proportional to the dimensions of the original object. In real life, a scale drawing would be a map. A map is a scale drawing. It's proportionate. This much on the map equals this many miles or inches or whatever. So you look at the map, and in real life, it's proportionate. To go this far on the map is the same as going 300 miles. It'll tell you in the key what that proportion is. So in the map below, they're telling us, instead of looking at a key, they're telling us that each square represents 1.5 miles. So from here to here is 1.5 miles in real life. So we need to use that to answer questions. How far is it from Camelback, the Camelback mountain range, to the southern forest? So right here, it's telling you what square to look in. So that's an I, it's not a 14, it's I4. So if we look at I4 right here. So if we're at I4 and we want to go to the southern forest, which is I12. So I12 is right here. We need to figure out how many miles that is. So this square is 1.5, because one square represents 1.5 miles. You need to count how many squares that is. Aiden?
Do you count the I4? If you the place.
So this is the first square you're going to count. Where the square is, where you're at, you count that square. So that's your first 1.5. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And each square is 1.5 miles. So what operation do we have to do, Audrey?
Wouldn't be 9
Yeah, it would be those 9 squares times how big that square is. Emily?
13.5 miles. That's what I got to.
Interesting. Well, that's not what he put on there.
Oh, what?
So what I'm thinking is if we're starting here, we just count the squares after it. Okay? So it'd be 8 squares, and then you need to figure out how many miles it is. So if we're starting, this is our starting point, we're going to count all the squares after it. So it was 8 squares altogether, because we started here, so we're counting the squares after. Because that's where you are. James?
So I figured it out the other day because 4 plus 8 equals 12. So that's what I thought. Why is 8?
Well, it's 8 squares, not 8 miles.
I mean 8 squares. That's how I figured out how it was.
Because you went from the 4 to the 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a smart way of doing it. To go from the 4 to the 12, that's 8 squares. 12 minus 4 is 8. That was an easy one. How far would you need to swim to get from one side of C9 of Hastings Cove to the other of C14? Same thing that James said that you could do with the I's, you can do with the C's. Figure out how many squares it is from the 9 to the 14. We're not saying the answer out loud. It's a short assignment today. Because that's already the top of the page. So I'm not gonna write down the answer for this one. But the next one does, if I remember correctly from last year, it was a little bit trickier because we have to do drawing. And so in the diagram below, each square represents 1 foot. So you're going to have to draw in a bed that is 8 feet by 5 feet, a dresser that is 3 feet by 4 feet, and a desk that is 2.5 feet by 3.5 feet, and they all need to fit. So as you're drawing them in, you need to draw them in a way where they all fit.
Wait, which corner is 2 of them? Upper left.
There's a bedroom, what?
Yeah, it says in the bedroom, the upper left. So the bedroom is the upper left, that's right here. So this is your bedroom. And the family room is the lower right, so this is the family room. So you need to be able to draw a couch, an entertainment center, a table, and a desk that all fit in that space. So you need to map out where you're going to put everything, knowing how big they have to be. Then you have to answer these questions. What is the area of the bathtub? Here's our bathtub. So figure out the area of the bathtub. What is the perimeter of the entire floor plan? So perimeter, remember, we're going counting on the outside. What is the area of the entire floor plan? We know how to find areas, multiplying side by the length by the width. And what is the area of the second largest room? So you're going to have to find the areas of the what looks like the 2 largest rooms and figure out what the area of that largest room is. Emily.
How would you do if each square represents 1 foot? How would you do say the desk is 2.5 feet?
So how would we do something that's half of a foot? Think about when we were doing our graphing with the Grinch, and it was a 3.5. Did we go right on the line? No, we went halfway. So I don't know. Yeah, it's not going to be easy for me to do it because my marker is big. But if it's half, you're going to draw your line in the middle of the squares, right? So if it's, let's say 1, 2, 3 and a half, this one's going to be in the middle of that the 4th square because we only want half of that. Evelyn? Any other questions?
8 times 5.
Mine.
That's a giant bed.
No.
How big is the bed?
8 by 5.
8 feet by 5 feet.
That's ginormous.
So 8 feet. Well, think about when I'm laying on my bed, I'm 5.5 feet. So if I'm laying on my bed, I don't want my toes off the edge. So a real bed is going to be longer because I want room for my pillow, right? So Mateo's 6 feet 2 inches. He's gonna want some extra room. Think about it, it's a bed for people that are tall. It's like a queen size bed. Any other questions? Okay, for my friends at home, we hope you are well, and we hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.